Hey there, me again. Today's video is going to be a little bit of a different one because we're going to be talking about product photography today. So, about a month and a half ago, I picked up these, a sort of retro pair of ASICS shoes, and I bought those because I needed a new pair of gym shoes, but I thought that would be a good opportunity for me to get a little bit more out of my money and do a spec product photo shoot with those shoes. So, what we're going to do today is we're going to talk about that shoot that I did about a month and a half ago, and I'm going to just go over with you some tips about product photography and why I think you should be doing product photography with the stuff you buy. Let's get into it. So if you take a look at these ASICs, after about a month of use, they are pretty well worn in. They've got some creases, some smudges, and that is the first tip I can recommend to you is if you're going to be doing a photo shoot with something that will get worn out, like a pair of shoes, definitely do the photo shoot before you start wearing the item. That way you don't have creases, you don't have smudges, and the item looks clean and brand new. So another tip I have for shoes specifically, and I don't know if everybody does it this way, but it's something I like to do, and that is regarding the laces. Now, when you're doing photos of a shoe, I don't like to tie the shoes because one, I don't think my knots look very photogenic when I tie my shoes, and two, I think when you have laces that are tied in a knot, they kind of can hide the logos and the silhouette of the shoe a little bit. So what I like to do instead is to just kind of hide the laces away inside the shoe. That's very easy with this specific shoe because it has a split tongue, so I can just kind of put the laces down the middle and hide them away, and you can see the shoe very well, see the silhouette. So another tip I have for photographing shoes is to hang on to these little paper things. Now I think these are called shoe trees, and basically they come in a pair of shoes whenever you buy them, and they keep the silhouette of the shoe nice and puffed up, and you can really see what the shoe is supposed to look like. Another nice thing about holding on to the shoe trees is you can tuck the laces underneath them, and the laces aren't going to go anywhere if you've got them folded into the shoe like I was talking about previously. So now that we've gone over a couple tips, let's get into the shoots that I did with these shoes. So the first shoot I did with these shoes was at a tennis court nearby, and I think tennis courts are a really nice place to shoot photos of shoes. One, because they're called tennis shoes, and they might not be specifically made for tennis, but it paints a nice picture in the viewer's mind. And there's also lots of nice lines to play with, and you can make really nice minimal compositions at a tennis court. So I went to the tennis court 2 different days, and the first day was Overcast, and Overcast days are actually a really useful thing to utilize if you're a budding photographer or filmmaker, because if you don't have a lot of gear, a lot of lighting, Overcast days provide a very nice, soft, even lighting to use. So the second day I went back to the tennis courts was a sunny day, and I decided to do more of a lifestyle shoot. I took a couple photos of me putting on the shoes and tying the laces, and I think the photos turned out really well. And the sunlight gave kind of a more contrasty look, which I think draws your attention to what's in the bright sunlight a little bit more, and just looks very different from the Overcast day. Now for the third shoot, I decided to do an indoor shoot and experiment with some long exposures. So let's cut to that now. Alright guys, let me show you this quick little setup I put together in my closet just so you can see how little you really have to do to make really cool product photos. So in here, inside my closet, I've got my tripod set up right here, and this is where the camera's going to be. And right here on this little table, I've got the shoe set up on the box, and you're going to get a little bit of the box with the branding in the bottom of the frame, and the shoe kind of levitating right here. And what I use to make it be in this position is literally just a coaster and my lens hood on the box. I've also just got a black blanket set up behind it to block out the wall and simplify the background. And now let's talk about lighting a little bit. Alright, so we're here in the closet with the shoe. And if you guys were wondering how the lighting is going to work, basically the lighting in this closet while I'm doing this shoot, there's going to be no light in here. It's going to be pretty much completely black. And what I'm going to use as a key light is this little contacts flash. So camera settings, I've kind of already figured that out. The best settings that I can use with this flash and the lighting setup I want to do is I'm going to do like a 10-second exposure and really low ISO, probably like 100 ISO, and then a fairly deep depth of field, not super shallow. I'm going to be shooting at like f8 or something like that, just to allow me to play with the light while we're in here doing these long exposures. So what I'm going to do basically is during that 10 seconds, I'm going to pop the flash with the test button as kind of a key light on the shoe. And I was trying to figure out what I could use for like colored gels and stuff. You can literally just look up any color you want on your phone and fill your screen with it. So now all we have to do is take a few exposures and hopefully get a pattern of light that works. So let's see what we get. So I shut off my closet light, popped the flash, and got to work painting light trails with my phone. I think this worked surprisingly well. The flash illuminated the shoe really well, and the first set of photos I made kind of have a smoky look. After that, I held the phone more still in spots to give the light a more defined shape, and it almost looks like magical confetti or something. So, I hope you guys enjoyed that quick little spec product photo shoot video I did. I really enjoyed doing this, and I hope you guys got something from this. I hope if you're a budding photographer or filmmaker that you take advantage of the things you buy and get a little bit more use out of the things you spend your hard-earned money on. Because the last thing we want to be is a mindless consumer today. So, I hope you guys enjoyed that one. I'll see you next time. Bye now.